What's up guys, it's your boy ENZO, and picking up a game is always hard, especially with the large variety that we have right now. From AAA games to indie games, man, there's a lot to choose from. However, if you're looking for something a little different in mind, I suggest checking out our local devs. The game industry here in the Philippines is very underrated, but is always oozing with talent, generally speaking. So anyway, here are our top 10 Filipino-made games that you should check out. First on our list, we have Anito Defend the Land ENRAGED, which is for the PC. This one is a really old game that pioneered the game development industry in the country. Anito Defend the Land ENRAGED is a role-playing game developed by Anito Games, known now as Anito Playlab. The game was released way back in November 2003 for Microsoft Windows. It was warmly received by Filipinos mainly because of the use of their familiar features like terrifying creatures from the Philippine mythology. Anito is set in the 16th century on the island of Morocco in Asia. Morocco is besieged by an internal conflict and armored invaders from faraway place who are slowly turning the land into their monarch's colony. Datu Mactan, the leader of Magtiwala tribe and the land's most influential peacemaker, mysteriously disappears. Whoa, Avatar vibe. And it's up to his children, Aguila and Maya, to find him and restore the delicate peace that their father has kept the balance before conflicting forces tear the land apart. Up next, we have NIGHTFALL Eclipse by Xeno. This is more of an expansion from NIGHTFALL. Eclipse focuses on the new characters that retells the events of what happened in the first game. Now, the game has added VR support to bring the horror game experience to the next level. The game also features famous mythological creatures including the Shana, and you have to survive the game by avoiding the clutches of these monsters without any real weapon to fight back with. Yikes. Succeed and you'll discover what happened to the crew that disappeared. So up next, we have Political Animals. Political Animals is an election simulation game developed by Squeaky Wheel. The game is set within a world populated by corrupt crocodiles and meritocratic mice. In the political contest, where corruption is always around the corner, find out how incorruptible you really are. Do you have the integrity of Mousy or the ruthless of Crocky? Will you fight the campaign issues and in the best interest of the people? Or will you succumb to the easier path of bribery and intimidation? Will you win the votes or will you buy them? Man, this is a perfect game since it's election season. Nice. Anyway, moving on, we have Kill the Plumber, developed by K-Ball. Kill the Plumber is a parody of other platformers. Your goal is to stop the protagonist from winning each level. Sounds different and unique. You start off as a slow minion who can't even jump, but has enough to kill the hero. As you get the hang of it, you start playing as other enemies that can jump, shoot, stomp, and even fly, sometimes controlling more than one character at the same time. So if you ever wondered how it feels to be Donkey Kong or Browser, well, yeah, Kill the Plumber. Check it out. Up next, we have Barangay Basketball. We all know that Filipinos love basketball. And Synergy 88, the company who made the game, shows that love by creating a basketball game with a twist. Following the story of Wax, who dreams to become a basketball superstar, he has to face tough challenges from 4 masters in Barangay 143 to prove that he's got the skills to become a legend. The game tacks on levels with different challenges such as dribbling, shooting, and blocking to help Wax learn the basics of basketball. It also features a one-on-one match to test your moves like any other basketballs. Up next, we have Ang Ospital. Developed by Underdog Games, The Hospital is a survival horror single-player game set in a dilapidated psychiatric hospital. It is played from a first-person perspective and it features a stealth game mechanic. The players can walk, run, jump, however the player is unable to attack the enemies. Instead, he must rely with the stealth tactics such as staying in the shadows, sneaking past the enemies, and hiding behind or under things in order to survive. Alternatively, the player can attempt to outrun the pursuer. If the player dies, the game will reset in their most recent checkpoint. I don't know about you, but this is giving me an Outlast vibe. Up to our next game, we have Balete City, developed by Studio Enero. In the Balete City game, you'll be playing as Makisig Aki Flores, who enrolls to a school to solve a mystery of his brother's death. Eventually accompanying him on his quest is his newfound friends Luban Garcia, an intelligent yet haughty student with a shock of white hair, and Theodore Matias, who eventually becomes Aki's best friend and trainer. The game borrows a lot from Filipino folklore elements, and if you're riding the whole Trece train still, well, this game is something you should look out forward to. Moving on, we have Bayani the fighting game. Developed by Ranida Games, Bayani is a one-on-one indie fighting video game that draws heavily from historical figures, landmarks from Philippines as inspiration. However, the game's characters and levels and storyline don't depict historical events, but are trivial in nature. The game world is set in an alternate timeline, but has many parallels, references, and callbacks to historical figures and events. So it's a historical fighting game. That's a really unique game. Anyway, moving on, we have The Letter, developed by Yang Yang Mobile. The Letter is divided into 7 chapters, spanning over 700,000 worlds across the routes. In each chapter, the player takes control of one of the protagonists. The game is primarily told in a visual novel format, where the player's decisions affect relationships and the other characters in different paths that can be taken. Depending on your choices, the players can have different endings like in any good visual novel games. The game features full English voice acting, QuickTime events that can also be disabled. There's also a branching tree that keep track on the progress, while in-game journals narrates the events in chronological order. Lastly, we have Project Xandata. If you're looking for a good FPS game like Unreal Tournament or Halo, Project Xandata is the game for you. It's a skill-based, team-focused, competitive 3 vs 3 first-person shooter developed by Secret 6. Explore an expansive customization system that lets you play in your chosen way. This game lets you pick a class and different modes for you to enjoy. The game is currently in its beta stages, and so far from what it looks like, the game has a lot of potential. And the open beta just released last November 12, so if I were you, you should check it out. So there you have it, a list of games developed by our own homegrown talent. It's honestly really remarkable to see our gaming industry slowly getting their big break. It just feels like it isn't a pipe dream anymore. Anyway, remember to support our local talents, and what do you guys think about this video? Let us know, did we miss any games? Please do leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to visit yugatech.com/gaming for more news, tips, and tricks. It's your boy ENZO, and stay safe.